my adult version of me know that my mother was sick and she couldn't do a lot of stuff. But my child side didn't understand that. And growing up, she was sick, right? So I think she couldn't give me what I needed, which was emotional talk, emotional stuff, right? But she was there physically. We always had a house, we had food, and she take care of us. But the only thing was missing, it was the emotional part, right? And as a child, you don't understand that. But as an adult, you understand where she was coming from, you know? So that's where it gets tricky. Because your adult self knows why she went through, why your parents did what you parents did, but then your child self doesn't understand that because as a child you don't understand growing up stuff, right? So my family, like my aunts and uncles, helped my mother whenever they can because she was sick, right? And I realized that, no, I don't know if I realized, but I noticed like my family, we help each other with problems, but I'm not sure if I'm not 100% sure we ever did do the emotional part, the emotional talk. I know that we all help each other with problems. We talk about our problems to each other, but I'm not sure we ever did the emotional part, which I don't think we ever did because even though we all talk and we all get along somehow, even though I don't talk to my family like that, but they're always there, my aunts and my uncles and my sisters and my cousins that we all grown up now. And like I noticed that people just talk about problems, but we don't talk about emotional things. Like we give each other advice on each other's problems. I personally don't talk to my family about any of my problems at all. I don't talk about my emotional side, my problems at all. Nothing, because I always felt like it's none of their business. I figure out myself. And I think because I want it more deeper than just, hey, do this X, Y, and Z and you fix your problem. I think I needed more, and I think deep down I knew that they would not give me what I needed. They're just going to help me solve the problem. And I feel like my family as a whole, we just try to fix the problem when we talk the emotional problem. And I know that my mom was there physically. She gave me food. She gave me a house to live. She gave me clothes. But she was never there emotionally. And I feel like that's what I struggle with. And I feel like that's how I think my whole family struggles. And they don't know they struggle with that. But I think they do. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody. I know I'm rambling, but sometimes rambling videos are the best. So anyway, but I do feel like I have grown, I have changed in a lot of ways. I don't know. I just don't know what to say. I'm trying to think. I know as an adult self, I knew that my mother was sick. She gave me all the stuff that she could have. But my child self didn't understand none of that stuff, right? My child self wanted somebody to talk to. She wanted to have the emotion thing. She wanted she wanted somebody to help her cry, or it's okay to cry, it's okay to do this, it's okay to be silly. But I never got that as a child. Like, I mean, now as an adult, I'm doing the stuff that I always needed as a child, which is a great thing. It's a great way to heal yourself. But I just wanted to talk about that sometimes family, parents, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, they can't give you what they want because they don't have that. They haven't figured out that themselves. So the more I heal myself and the more I question things, the more I realize that my whole entire family don't have the emotional intelligence like I have. And I don't understand that everything's connected. They don't understand that. And even though they think their problems is just regular problems and they're going to keep continuing with the problems until they heal themselves, they don't understand that. And I guess that I am one, and me and my cousin, because one of my cousin is working on herself and she's very open-minded. So I feel like besides her, the rest of the family is still going through the same thing. I don't think I think eventually they will realize that they need to work on themselves, but I don't know. Well, anyway, I know I'm rambling and it's kind of hard to articulate what I'm trying to say because I'm still trying to figure it out. But all I want to, I'm pretty much sure I wanted to say is that just because your family still haven't figured it out and you don't need to be in that level anymore. You don't need to censor yourself and just do your best you can. And if you feel like they will never change, that's okay. You don't need to change them. You need to change yourself because it's you will it's you who will, once they see that you're changing, right? Okay, once they see that you're a different person, once they see that you're changing, maybe it will help them to learn to change, or maybe it will help them learn to ask questions about why did you do to change yourself. And they won't see anything right now. They probably talk shit. They probably will look at you weird what you're doing. But eventually one day, once you bloom as like big flower you are, they end up with like, how did you do that? And you don't need to give them anything unless they ask for it. You don't, at this moment in time, if you're in a beginning stage or the first two stages and if transforming yourself, you don't need to give them anything if you don't want to. You just don't. But one day, when you bloom and become the person in your mind that you could have, they're going to ask you, how did you do it? And then that's when you could tell them how to do it. If they don't still change, that's on them, not on you. Because you cannot control their actions. All you have to do is control yourself. And yeah, I know I'm rambling and it's okay because why not? That's how humans are. We ramble. And I just want to say, have a great day and just keep pushing it. If you know that you're meant to do something bigger in life, just keep pushing. Keep doing it because you got this, okay? You got this, I got this, we all got this, alright? And if people around you don't understand that, that's totally fine. They don't need to understand what you're doing. As long as you understand what you're doing, that's all that matters. Forget what everybody else opinions about you, because at this moment in time, you don't need to worry about them. You just don't. Worry about yourself. If your family don't understand you, that's totally fine. If they never understand you, they was never meant to be in your life. You know what? You could love them from far. I always knew in my heart that I meant to love my family from far. My phone. I always knew in my heart that I was meant to love my family from far. I always knew that one day I was not going to be with them all the time. And maybe that one day is coming soon. But, or my time is ticking to be farther from them soon enough. But I always knew from my heart that I was never meant to be around them forever. And that's okay. You could love them from far. You don't need to be with them 24/7. You don't need to call them. You don't need to text them. You don't need to go to these events if you don't want to. You don't need to do things that you don't want to. You don't need to do it if you don't want to. If you feel like you want to, then go ahead. But it's not a pressure. Just don't do it if you in your heart, like, I don't feel like going to this event. Then skip that event, go to the next event. You know what I mean? You don't need to do it anymore. If you're not in that mindset anymore and you just need space from your family, give yourself space. That's okay. All right? You don't need to question. You don't need to end. You know what? You don't need to give them answers. You just said, no, I don't. I'm busy. That's all you have to say. I'm busy. I'm not. I don't feel good. That's it. You don't need to give them any details. Just say, not this time. Next time. Well, I'm rambling, and that's okay. I already said this a few times, but have a nice day, for real, for real.